Hey, so speaking of the Roman salute, did you ever wonder which Shakespeare play was most popular among people who did that? And by that I don't mean the Romans. Your mind might jump to Merchant of Venice, which is understandable, but not the case. It's actually one of Shakespeare's later tragedies. It's a Roman play that was written somewhere between 1605 and 1609, and it's called Coriolanus. So why did fascists like it so much? Well, they believed that the title character, Caius Marcius Coriolanus, embodied a lot of fascistic values. He was a military man, an accomplished war general, and he cared very little about the opinions or the well-being of the lower classes. The play also discusses a lot of themes that are central to fascist ideology, those of masculinity and autonomy and class disparity and the body politic. So this is the part of the video where I tell you that fascists are really bad at reading plays. Because textually, Coriolanus is not a fascist. He's a really shitty guy, don't get me wrong, but he's not a fascist. He actually has no political ambitions whatsoever. He enters the political world against his will. He's pressured by his mom to run for office. He doesn't want to, and he says himself that he wouldn't be a good politician, and he's right, he's not. One of the really interesting things about the play Coriolanus is that all of the lower class people, all the plebeians, are very different than a lot of the lower class people in other Roman Shakespeare plays. Julius Caesar, for example, the plebeians are kind of portrayed as like this mob mentality group of people who will just listen to whoever can talk the most convincingly. Plebeians in Coriolanus have pretty critical conversations about the people in power and Caius Marcius and what his reign would mean for them. It's also worth noting that the most famous thing about Coriolanus is the fact that he is a traitor. He betrays Rome, he goes over to the side of the Volsces, which are his sworn enemies. During Shakespeare's time, the word Coriolanus was actually shorthand for traitor, the way that we would use like Benedict Arnold or Judas today. And personally, I don't know if it's a great look to like be super identifying with a guy who is only known for betraying people. The politics of Coriolanus are incredibly murky. There are actually a lot of like leftist interpretations of the play as well. Brecht actually wrote his own version of Coriolanus. And the politics of this play are made murky, not just by Shakespeare himself and the context in which he was living, but also by the title character. See, unlike a lot of other protagonists of Shakespeare plays, Caius Marcius outright rejects a lot of the things that would make him a traditional tragic protagonist. Characters like Hamlet and Iago are always telling you what's on their mind. They're always telling you what they're thinking. They're always telling you about their next moves. Caius Marcius does not. He outright rejects the audience. It's up to the audience and the other characters to interpret him. And you know, this could have to do with the central idea that like Caius Marcius is a weapon and a body before he is a human being. The word thing is used to describe Caius Marcius a lot in the play, even by himself. He dehumanizes other people, and other people dehumanize him, and he really doesn't have his own sense of humanity. Anyway, all this to say that fascism is the enemy of art. Those guys who loved the Roman salute loved this Roman Shakespeare play, but they didn't get it. Well, in a lot of cases, it's not because they're stupid, but because it's easy for them to twist it to fit their own narrative. Also, they didn't like gay people, but Coriolanus is really fucking gay, bro. It's so gay. It's so wild to me that they liked it so much, but it's like really gay.